together. How many people? There's 8 in the family.
8 all together.
How's that Bobby?
Bobby?
This is too much for me. Sorry.
I've been in the family for 30 years and I can't figure it all out, so don't worry.
I even slept over the house one night. There's no room.
That's all you can get.
I mean, I came from 6 in the family, so I do a little bit of that. Yes. Somewhere.
Genesis. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and the cattle, and over all the wild animals, and all the creatures that crawl on the ground. God created man in his image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them, saying, "Be fertile and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and all the living things that move on the earth." God looked at everything he had made, and he found it very good. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans. I urge you, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of God, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God, your spiritual worship. Do not conform yourselves to this age, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and pleasing and perfect. Let love be sincere. Hate what is evil. Hold on to what is good. Love one another with mutual affection. Anticipate one another in showing honor. Do not grow slack in zeal. Be fervent in spirit. Serve the Lord. Rejoice in hope. Endure in affliction. Persevere in prayer. Contribute to the needs of the holy ones. Exercise hospitality. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
So rich that he measured his wealth by the bushel, much like we might measure corn and potatoes. He was a very good man, and blessed with a beautiful wife and much loved son. As time passed and life's changes began to set within him, a concern was pressed very heavily upon his heart. So one day, he called his son to him, gave him all his wealth, but made him make a promise that when he was ready to marry, he was to let his most trusted friend find him the most suitable bride, the one God intended. So when the time came for the son to marry, he kept the promise to his father. But a test was devised, a test to discover if the bride was God's intended. When the bride was found, she was to be brought to the groom's chambers, and a heavy stone was to be placed outside the door, that only the groom would be able to move. So when such a bride was found, she was brought to his chambers, and she was veiled and robed to conceal her appearance, and the heavy stone was placed outside that door. Yet it was left open just a little. Not enough, though, for him to enter, but enough for him to look inside. When he was told of her beauty and her character and her reputation, the son had hurried to see his intended bride. He peeked into the room, and he saw this lovely dressed woman in a very fashionable gown, her hair braided and coiled around her head. She was humming a tune that seemed so vaguely familiar as she lighted the candles on the candelabra. The gracefulness of her movements, her straight posture, the beauty of her movements really showed that she had good upbringing. And as she was lighting the last candle, she turned towards him, and the sparkle of her eyes convinced him of this was truly a very suitable companion. So there he was, bending down to push the stone aside in order to open the door. But sadly, it would not move. This was not the wife that God had intended. So the wedding preparations stopped. Not too long afterwards, there was another one who was found. And she was reported to be beautiful, also of fine character and reputation. The preparations would resume again. She was brought to his chambers as the first was. She was veiled and robed, and again the stone was placed outside the door. The son went to see this new bride, and within the room was this exotic woman. Her hair was teased and tied with ribbons and jewels. She wore the silks of a dancer in a bazaar. The room also was filled with candles and burning incense. She began to tap a rhythm with her foot. The tiny bells on her ankles began to jingle. And she also began to hum a familiar tune as she danced the timeless dance of a woman before a man. The candlelight from the silks revealed the sensuous curves of her body. As her flashing eyes met his, a passion filled up within his heart. But first, he would have to move the stone in order to enter. He bent down and he tried it again. No matter what he did, he strained and he grunted. The stone didn't move. And again it appeared that this was not the wife that God had intended. So again the preparations ceased, and a new search for a suitable bride that God had intended was conducted once again. Now be patient. The story is coming to a close. A few weeks later, it was announced that another had been found and had been discreetly brought to his chambers. The door again was blocked with stone, allowing him to gaze inside the room, but it was too narrow for him to squeeze through that door. The wedding preparations that had begun again were nearing completion. Hesitantly, he approached the chambers, eyeing the stubborn stone set before him once again. Bent over and peeked inside to see a simple maiden from the village, dressed casually, her long hair cascading down over her shoulders. A single candle was lit on the table beside her. She sat there sewing, probably a quilt. And as she worked, she began to sing a song that, again, was so familiar to his childhood. He began to remember her. He remembered running through the fields of flowers, hand in hand. He remembered climbing trees and hiking. He remembered the laughter and the playing and the dreaming of dreams. He said, truly, this was a friend who would be a very suitable wife. So he began to struggle to move that stone for a third time, only again it would not move. He would not budge. He struggled, he pushed, he grunted, he did everything possible, but it would not move, and oh, how sad he was feeling. But then, a figure like a shadow slipped through the crack of the door, and a soft, gentle voice spoke. Let me help you move that stone. They put their hands together and they moved that stone so easily. And the bells rang and the celebration began. He had found the wife that God had intended for him. And she found the husband that God intended for her. But neither knew that just standing there looking at each other's eyes, that they would be finding just the one chosen was not going to be enough for them in their life together. You see, they would have to learn that to establish their marriage and to secure their happiness every single day, they would again have to put their hands together and move the stones of the doorways. Beautiful wedding story. One that I enjoy reading at different weddings. But I also have another one. This one, I think, even more interesting. The story of Tom and Carolee. See, several months ago, probably about 8 months now, Carolee called me and asked if I would be available on August 18th, 2012 to officiate at her wedding. Carolee and I and her family have known each other for a very long time. We all lived in the same town and attended the same parish in New City. So when I said yes, I would be available and honored to do it, she was excited. And I had asked to meet the man who had stolen her heart. So a few months later, my wife Judy and I met them in Rockland County. And we had such a beautiful, delightful evening together. We talked, it must have been 3 hours, easy. Hearing their journey, hearing their love story, and sharing in their excitement. Before we left that evening, I placed a stone in front of their door. I had asked Carolee and Tom to write me a love letter. They were not to share it with each other. They were to write it and send it to me separately. The question that I gave them was, why am I marrying Tom? Why am I marrying Carolee? They did. And I'll share some of the highlights of their love letters. Oh, I told them this already. They know. Tom's letter was very, very nice. He spoke about how he always thought that it was really silly when someone would say that your heart will tell you when that special person is in your life, someone you would want to marry. I remember that 48 years ago. Pretty much the same response. He spoke about when he met Carolee, something deep inside his gut made him always want to be around Carolee. And when he wasn't, he truly missed her. He thought about her non-stop. He couldn't wait to see her, to give her a hug, to give her a kiss. That when he came home from a tough day on the job, she always had this uncanny ability to make him feel amazing. And that one look at her, the sound of her voice, completely transformed who he was. And how he gets these chills just thinking about marrying her, raising a family, and creating their own home together. How they always talked about how blessed they are to live and have such a great family and such great friends in their lives. But most importantly, he said how lucky he is to be truly in love with someone like Carolee. Not bad. Now, Carolee wrote her opening statement on this letter caught my eye completely. She said, I thought this letter was going to be so easy to write. How difficult could it be to ramble on about how I love Tom? He's awesome. He's admirable in every way possible. He's down to earth and he's reliable. He's truly a good person. How Tom's character is enough to make her love him for a lifetime. And then she, but not to forget, he is hilarious, he is funny, he is gorgeous, he is adventurous, he brings out the best in her, and how they fit with each other's families and friends so well. Carolee also said how she has become more comfortable being herself because she knows Tom fell in love with her. Even with all of her quirks, her wackiness, and those occasional frustrations. I think you know much of that as parents, right? Carolee tells that on their first time, she felt this overwhelming feeling of, I never want this to end. Although then she went away. She took a trip with her girlfriends. And she felt this would truly be a test of her relationship. Would they keep in touch for a while? Or they're afraid? Would the spark still be there? Would they be excited to see each other when they got back? Well, evidence of exorbitant phone bills sort of answered that phone. She tells of an evening that they planned to have dinner and Tom was coming over to her apartment. She had everything ready. But before he showed up, she wanted to make sure everything was ready. So she took the garbage downstairs before he arrived, only to walk into him coming into the house. And then without thinking about it, what she was doing, she just ran right up to him, jumped up and gave him a huge hug and kiss. And as she states in that letter, so much for playing it cool. What is most important, that they are a much more powerful combination than either of them individually. And it's because of Tom that she sees herself as a better person, and she hopes the same for him. How blessed, she also stated how she feels, to spend the rest of her life with her best friend and to build a family and a life together. I drew that of a stone, one that I think was easily moved. See, because in a very few moments, Tom and Carolee joined their hands and exchanged their vows. And in joining their hands with each other and with God Himself, they will express their gratitude to Almighty God for the blessing they are to each other and the desire to continue that circle of life and love for all the years ahead of them. And we, as family and friends gathered here today, we share in their journey. Love one another as God loves them. We are witnessing a covenant of relationship that Tom and Carolee enters into. And we need to pledge. Pledge to love them and to encourage them as God intended. As God intended in their journey of life as husband and wife. God, my dear friends, moves the stones in our lives through your commitment, through your love, through your friendship, and your relationship with Him and one another. May you have a joyful, joyful, loving life together. You have come together in this church so that the Lord may seal and strengthen your love in the presence of the church's ministry and this community. Christ abundantly blesses this love, for He has already consecrated you in baptism, and now He enriches and strengthens you by your special sacrament, so that you may assume the duties of marriage in mutual and lasting fidelity. And so, in the presence of this church, I ask you now to state your intentions. Thomas and Carolee, have you come here freely and without reservation to give yourselves to each What God has joined together, no one must divide. Lord, bless and consecrate Thomas and Carolee in their love for each other. May these rings be a symbol of true faith in each other and always remind them of their love. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Now, Thomas and Carolee have bonded together the sacrament of marriage as a symbol of this sacrament and this bond. We are going to light the unity candle together. Please stand for the prayer of the petitions.
want to say, I mean, it's amazing that all you guys are here, and this is the happiest day of my life. I got to marry my best friend, and she's so beautiful and she's so amazing, and this is just great. I really just wanted to take this time to give a giant thank you to Bill and Muzz. Muzz is my nickname for Susan. Honestly, it's been 11 months in the making, and we're so pumped the day is finally here, and excited the planning is over. Bill, I want to thank you for all the wedding planning. Now, in all seriousness, you've kept me sane through this entire process. Muzz, really, you have a second career as a wedding planner. Seriously. Seriously, we spent countless hours perfecting every last detail to make this wedding feel like us. I mean, we can't thank you enough. And mostly, guys, I just want to thank you. Since day one, you made me feel like a son. You guys are so amazing. I love you guys. So it's a big deal for Carolee and I to have everyone here at Cannibal Lake. Cannibal Lake has a big history for the two of us. The Dobbins family, they grew up coming here during the summers. My Aunt Eileen and Uncle Johnny, they've had a house here for years and years and years. And it's just a real special place for us. Every time Carolee and I come here, we just get transformed. You set foot on the lake and it's like all your problems just wash away. It's an amazing place, and we're so happy to share a little piece of it with you guys tonight. Woo! Alright, so before we get started with our first dance, I got to give you guys a quick little background story, because it's a weird song, but it's a good story. So it was about 2 years ago, Carolee and I were driving home from a Giants game, and it was actually Carolee's birthday. And as we made our way down 83rd Street to our little cramped apartment, we decided we didn't really want to go back there just yet. So we parked the car and decided to continue the tailgate right there on the sidewalk. Anyway, it turned out to be one of those epic nights. I mean, we made friends with everyone on the block, from the bums to the divorcees, crazy college kids. We fell in love with everyone, and everyone fell in love with us. Anyway, after a few cocktails, we started playing music and getting real sappy. And we started playing this one Mark Knopfler song over and over and over again, to the point where we just started slow dancing right on the sidewalk. Anyway, it was a great night, and as a matter of fact, the very next day I started saving for a ring. Anyway, so I know it's an unusual song, but it's our song, and after 2 years, we finally get to share it with you guys.
Forgive a night, who knows no shame, my lady maid. I have this dance, and lady maid, I know your name. You danced upon a soldier's arm, and I felt the wave of love so keen, and when you smiled, you did me harm, and I was drawn to you, my queen. Now these boots may take me where they will, though they may never shine like his. There is no night I would not kill to have my lady's hand to kiss. Yes, and made to take me through the hall, to leave me not one breath from you. And they fell silent
Up until this morning, I only had the greatest daughter in the world. Now I have the greatest son-in-law in the world. I just want to say, last night, a few of us got to experience a trial run of this event. And when I say a few, if you consider 70 a few, that was it. So I really want to thank Tom and Linda Delaney for putting on an extravagant dinner with speeches and good drinks last night. It was just fabulous. So thank you guys so much. I also want to thank all of you for being here. I know we did it last night. Thanked everybody. Deacon Larry thanked everyone en masse, but I think it deserves 3 times here. We've got, not only do you honor Carolee and Tom with your presence, but you also honor the entire Dobbins and Delaney families by being here. A number of you have come from great distances. My nephew Michael and Autumn, they're in from San Diego. We've got Autumn, we have Aunt Janie Delaney from the Bay Area. We've got Carolee's friend and bridesmaid from Los Angeles. We have family here from Georgia, from Indiana, from Ohio, from Michigan, and I especially want to thank Deacon Larry and Judy O'Toole from Charlotte, North Carolina. Larry, thank you for making your sacrament so extra personal and special today. Thank you. It was only last week that Tommy and I were out playing golf, and he's serious about that. I actually took him away to play golf so we could maintain our mental health from doing all the work. But Tommy asked me when we were playing, he says, "Bill, how's your speech going?" And I said, "Tom, you know, I've spoken in front of hundreds of people before, boards of directors." I said, "But it's, you know, primarily business material, that's by PowerPoint, really nothing that was from the heart." But I said, "This is different, and I feel a little bit uneasy speaking from the heart here tonight." So if I happen to pull a John Boehner, somebody just kind of walk me back to my table. Susan and I have been married for 42 years. To each other. I really don't know how she's put up with me this long, but I suspect wine has something to do with it. And we've been blessed with 2 great kids. Christopher, who's my big guy, he's grown into a multi-talented and really outstanding young man. And of course, Carolee, who's grown into a strong, confident, successful, caring, and absolutely beautiful woman. Who is and always will be my little girl. Now, as every father of a daughter knows, at some point in time, you will cease to be the number 1 man in their life. You will cease to be the number 1 protector. And you'll cease to be the number 1 dispenser of street justice, should anyone even dare think about it. So as a father, you just hope and pray that the man she ultimately chooses is worthy of being number 1. So I'm here tonight in front of everybody to say how proud and honored I am to pass that distinction on to my terrific son-in-law, Tommy Delaney. I was going to conclude tonight by saying, my work here on earth is done. But if we're fortunate enough in the future, the near future, to have grandkids, my work will happily begin again. I love you guys. Thank you.
It's a bit fast paced. I tried to slow it down a little bit for you guys, but I hope I do you guys good.